So in the previous class, we saw how the mean deviation from the mean serves no purpose because this numerator term will always be 0. Fine. So what the statisticians came up with is like, let us add one more word here. So I am writing here mean absolute deviation from the mean, and now what I do, I just add this absolute symbol. Just a very quick, like a class 4 mathematics, absolute of minus 5 is also 5 and absolute value of 5 is 5, right? So basically any absolute value will ignore the negative sign. Right? Now just see how this expression changes, right? So I am keeping everything as same, I am calling it mean absolute deviation. So many times you will see in the literature this to be said as MAD, M-A-D, right? A nice term to remember, MAD. So now what I am doing, for every summation I am taking the absolute value. So I will do the absolute of this, I will do the absolute of this, I will do the absolute of this, absolute of this and absolute of this. Fine. So now what happens with the absolute? 10 minus 8 remains 2, 6 minus 8, now this becomes plus 2, 0 is 0, 12 minus 8 is 4 and 4 minus 8, since it's the absolute, it becomes plus 4. Fine. So 2 plus 2 4 plus 4 8 plus 4 12. So now this becomes 12 by 8, right? So in fraction form I can write 4 3 is 2, 4 3 is 12, 4 2 is 8, 3 by 2, or in the decimal form I can write it 1.5, right? So mean absolute deviation or MAD, it's still a very good statistic, right? Because if you see, should be a single value, it will always come to a single value. Should be algebraic, right? So we are doing only basic operations of mathematics. There is no comparison operator like median. We do not want the data should be sorted. So again the same property is satisfied. Should consider every observable value. So you are going up to n. So you are taking all the values and should consider the frequency. Right? The frequency will automatically be considered here because just visualize if you have a frequency table here. So like 10, 10, 6, something like this. So if the frequency of 10 is 2, you just multiply this factor by a factor of 2 or whatever the frequency is. Right? Now let us see what is the issue with this. So in statistics or in this time series, when we ever do descriptive statistics or any statistics, remember that there is no golden rule or there is no golden statistics that is good always. Right? So we just see both pros and cons and why something is pro or why something is con. I try to explain you. I also read many blogs for this and some I really get very good examples. So for example, in case of mean absolute deviation, right? So our mean absolute deviation in this case was 1.5, right? So even if you see the average was 8 here, right? So 8 and 1.5, I hope I have done the calculations correct. Just a minute. 2 plus 2 and 4 plus 4 is 8. 12. Oh, sorry, I did a mistake here. So 12 by 5 and sorry. So 12 by 5 gives me 2.4. Right? So if I see the mean here, mean was 8 and 8 plus 2.4 if I go is roughly close to 12 and 8 minus 2.4 is roughly close to 10. Right? So you can see from the mean I am kind of covering the dispersion of the data with mean absolute deviation. Right? So that is how you see, whenever you see a deviation, you just see okay about the mean, right? Because we are computing everything across the mean. So when I do 8 plus 2.4, I get 10.4, right? And my highest value is 12, so 10.4 and 12 are very near. And then when I do 8 minus 2.4, I get 7.6, right? And which is again very close to 6, right? So this is how basically you observe. So now we will raise what is the issue with mean absolute deviation. So now assume, for example, let us say we have values like 10 and then 15 and 20, right? So we have 10, 15 and 20, we have three values. So what will be the mean? 10 plus 15, 25, plus 20 is 45. So summation is 45. N is equal to 3. And then we have mean is equal to 45 by 3, which is equal to 50. Right? Now let us calculate the mean absolute deviation. So I will do 10 minus 15, fine, then plus, actually this was more suitable for the previous example, but okay, we will just take this, 15 minus 15, the absolute, and 20 minus 15, and this becomes by 3. So when I take the mod of this becomes 5 plus 0 plus 5 by 3, which is equal to 10 by 3, right? I'll just show another example. Basically the point was mean absolute deviation. What it does is, to the end of these values, right? For example, if I have some values like, for example, this was minus 50 and this was, let's say, 200. So the problem with mean absolute deviation is like, since it is taking only the difference, right? For example, if we had 200 here, so of course the mean would change, but you can see it is not penalizing, right? Let's say after adding 200 here, so let us calculate. So let's say 200, 220, okay, let me make this some good example. Let me take this as 60. Okay, so we have 220, 236 and 246. 246 by 4. 4 6 are 24, 4 1s are 20 is 61.5, right? So what will happen in that case, when we subtract everyone from 61.5, even though 200 is far away from 61.5, it does not penalize that much, right? Just get an idea about dispersion, that the further the value is from the mean, right? The farther the value is from the mean, the more that value should penalize. I mean, in a normal graph, you can just visualize. See, let us talk about a simple example. Let us take some sorted values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 7, 10, 11. And let's say this value is 500. Okay. Just for an account, right? Okay, let us take this even as 12. Let us begin with 12 only. So what happens? Roughly the mean will be 5. Right? Roughly. So if you see, the values near to the mean do not contribute much to the variation, right? They are not contributing much to the variation. What values actually contribute to the variation? The further values, right? The extreme values from the mean will actually contribute more. Why? Because if you can see x minus x mean, so the greater the difference, the more is the numerator and the more is the value, right? This denominator is n. Right, so you can see from the formula, the more is the numerator, because this is a constant value. So if this increases or this decreases by a large amount, this difference will rise up. So the numerator will be high and the value will be more. So mean absolute deviation does not penalize the very far values. It does penalize, but roughly I will do 7 minus 5 and I will also do 12 minus 5. Next, when we see standard deviation, right? So we will come across why standard deviation is more preferred over mean absolute deviation. There are many case studies where people actually use mean absolute deviation also, right? So both of them actually provide a very good benchmark. So in the next tutorial we will see how standard deviation actually helps us.